Hey everyone. Today we're going to continue with our measurement work in topic 13. Our lesson for today is lesson 13-2. We are going to be studying the customary units of capacity. So on Friday of last week, you were challenged with creating your own gallon guy or gallon gal. We are going to work on putting your pictures together into a contest, so stay tuned for that. For today, you're actually going to put that gallon guy or gallon gal to work. So, some units of measurement that you need to be familiar with as far as capacity. Remember, capacity is how much liquid a container can hold. So, you need to be familiar with the smallest, which is cup, pint, quart, and gallon, which is the largest. So if you don't already have this on hand, you need to pause the video right now, find a piece of paper or a whiteboard or something somewhere that will allow you to take a second and draw a gallon guy or gallon gal. Once you have your piece of paper, take a second and make sure you have it drawn correctly. So let me get my pen going here. Okay, so it starts with the largest G that you could possibly make. That G represents 1 gallon. Within each gallon, there are 4 quarts. Again, keep them pretty large so you have plenty of space. Within each quart, there are 2 pints. So keep it going. And within each pint, there are 2 cups. You're going to want to have this drawing handy for today's math work. As we go through the lesson, I'm going to show you how to use this drawing, but I'm also going to show you how to do some computation work as well. So keep this drawing close by. Okay, so in your math book, go ahead and find the first page of lesson 13-2. We're going to take a look at the solve and share together. So the work that I'm doing in the video, you should be doing in your math book. Make sure you're following along. As we look at this problem, I do want to point out this conversion chart here. You will need this conversion chart at a certain point for this area right here. Your gallon guy or your gallon gal does not have this bit of information about 1 cup holding 8 fluid ounces. So just remember that this chart is here. We'll need this in a little bit. So let's look at our solve and share. Casey has 2 1/2 gallons of juice. How many 1 pint containers can he fill? Okay, so let's think about this. Casey has 2 of these big, huge containers. I know my drawing's really bad, but just bear with me. And then 1/2 of another one. So we're trying to figure out how many pints, these smaller containers, he can fit. So we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Okay, so when we go from a larger unit to a smaller unit, I want you to think carefully and notice what happens to our numbers. So we are taking 2 1/2 gallons, and we are trying to figure out how many pints that is. Okay, so one option is to look at your gallon guy or your gallon gal and use that to help you. So if you look at our gallon guy here and you look within the whole entire gallon, we're being asked to look at the pints. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So within 1 gallon, there are 8 pints. So we have 8 pints in the first gallon plus 8 pints in the second gallon. But then we have half of a gallon. Well, we know half of 8 is 4. So 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4 more, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 pints. So you could solve this using your gallon guy or gallon gal picture. You could solve this doing an addition equation. You could also do this as a multiplication equation. You could have 2 gallons times 8 pints in each gallon. That would give you your 16. Then you would have to figure out half of a gallon. Well, if a gallon has 8 pints, half of that would be 4. So then you would add the 4 and you would still get 20. So something to remember in math, there are lots of different roads that you can take to get to the final answer. As long as you're getting to that final answer, feel free to take whatever road works best for you. So let's try this with some other situations. We're going to skip past the visual learning today and just get right into some practice. So number 2 here, this is one of those situations where your gallon guy, gallon gal isn't going to help you. So I want to remind you that on your solve and share page, come back to this table, okay? 1 cup has 8 fluid ounces. So when we're looking at problem number 2, I want you to remember 1 cup has 8 fluid ounces. So think about this. If we have 2 cups, there's 8 fluid ounces in the first cup, 8 fluid ounces in the second cup. So we know 2 times 8 is going to give us 16. So there's 16 fluid ounces altogether. Okay? For question number 3, you can use your gallon guy or your gallon gal. So look at your gallon guy, gallon gal, and find 3 quarts. Okay, that's 3 of the Q's. Well, in each one of them, there's 2, so that's 2, 4, 6. Now think about the half of a quart. So if you looked at 1 quart and you focus on just half of it, that's only going to be 1 pint. So that gives you a total of 7. Okay? So now at number 4, it gets a little more complicated. We're being asked to think about a pint to fluid ounces. So here's where this gets a little crazy. We know 1 pint has 2 cups. And we know what we wrote up here, 1 cup has 8 fluid ounces. So if 1 pint has 2 cups, 2 cups has 16 fluid ounces. So here again, our answer is 16. So we're going to ask you today to continue trying these. Use your gallon guy and your gallon gal. For your independent practice today, we'd like you to try numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. We would also like you to try number 14. You're going to try and fill in the table going from quarts to cups. And then on the back, we would also like you to look at question 16. This is just to check in and make sure you're understanding the difference in what these words mean as far as some vocabulary words. So once you've completed all of those, you can then go to the I Know It assignment that goes with this lesson and make sure when you are all finished, turn in your work. If at any point you need help, don't forget, leave a comment for your math teacher so that we know you need help and we can jump in and be of assistance. All right, keep up the good work.